Hi, it's your Sewing Sherpa Shauna, and we are moving into fabric number 2 for our fabrics of the week. We'll see how long this thing lasts, but I just figure there's so many fabrics out there. Gotta start somewhere. So, fabric number 2 is linen. Now, linen is actually a fiber, not a fabric. But I'm gonna have to kind of give it a little leeway here because the majority of linen that we experience is a linen plain weave, like linen sheets or linen curtains, linen dresses, pants, whatever. They're always kind of a plain weave. It's really rare you see linen in a twill weave or in a damask. Or, well, currently, not historically, but so we consider linen to be linen. And I was recently, well, today I'm doing searches on linen, trying to, get the blog together. And it's just amazing to me how many fabrics out there are called linen that have absolutely no linen fiber content in them. Linen has become a look as opposed to a fabric. But today we're going to talk about the actual fiber and fabric. Well, I'm talking about it, you're listening to it. And so linen is a really great fabric for the planet in that the plant, it's a flax plant. So the same thing you get your flax seeds from, like did you put in your breakfast or whatever, you put in the flax oil that's supposed to be like super healthy for people. Comes from the same plant that linen, the fabric, the fiber comes from. So it's all there. It doesn't require very much water, no herbicides, no pesticides. Originally, it came from Europe, and then, we're talking thousands and thousands of years ago, and then some people in the Middle East got a hold of it and started growing it there. Yeah, and anyway, so I think nowadays it's grown in a lot of different places, but it requires the same kind of moisture this plant does and the same kind of sunlight. So it's not like you're gonna just switch out your cotton fields for linen because linen doesn't grow as easily without having the correct environment. So what's so great about linen to wear? So linen is super breathable. Linen, like, if you want to stay cool on a hot day, whether it's dry or humid, you want to have a linen shirt on because it's probably like the most breathable of fibers. And of course, breathable kind of also depends on the weave, So if I had like a super open weave of cotton, it might be the same as linen breathability. But if you're comparing two of the exact same weaves, you're going to love linen. Linen is stronger when it's wet. So this is why, sails on ships were made out of linen. Because, you're out in the ocean and it's going to get wet. You don't want your sail to tear. So it is quick drying and it's antimicrobial. And it was a really, I think, a great choice for garments that you don't want to harbor bacteria and stuff in because it just doesn't, it's made out of this grass that bugs don't like or something. So what's the drawbacks with linen? Well, linen wrinkles easily. So I have this piece of raw linen, and what's funny with raw linen is sometimes you'll find like little grasses and like the actual grass is like pieces of it in there, and it's characteristic of it. I would just pull the grass piece out and continue wearing. It's not gonna hurt anything. But here's the thing: so linen wrinkles really easily, and it also presses out really easily. So if you get wrinkles, it presses out nice and crisp, and the wrinkles are not permanent. But if wrinkling is an issue for you, like you're like, I don't want a suit made out of linen because it wrinkles. Some things you can watch out for are like a little bit of polyester blended in with the linen because the polyester handles the linen like much better. Cotton doesn't handle linen, rayon doesn't handle linen. Polyester, because of the monofilament structure of its fiber, just really helps to keep that linen from wrinkling too much. And you also can look at the density of the weave. So if you have a really tightly woven twill weave, it's gonna wrinkle a lot less than, say, a loose plain weave. So you can negate the wrinkling hazard from fiber blends or from the structure of the fabric itself. So I've chosen linen as the fabric that I'm going to have in stock for the jumpsuit Sew by Design class, because I feel like linen's also really easy to sew on. So for a lot of people, this is going to be their first sewing project, and you don't want to be working with a fabric that's just like difficult to handle. I would say a lot of rayons are really difficult to handle. Linen, unless it's super open weave, which means a lot of spaces between the yarns in both directions, like you can pull it up to your face and you can see like little windows, right? Linen is just really nice and crisp, presses out, handles well. It does fray along the edges, so you do want to make sure you're clean finishing your edges as you go, or clean finish them as best as you can after you're done. You know, every once in a while I'll make something out of linen, then I'll wash it too much, and some of the seams will separate, but guess what? I can sew. I go back and I sew them closed. So anyhow, linen is an excellent choice. It can be blended with all sorts of fibers. I love a luxurious linen silk blend. It's so fabulous. You can find linen knits out there as well that stretch because of the structure of the garment, you know, because it's knit and it comes off of round knitting needles. I find linen knits are really comfortable, but they do something funny that no other fiber does in a knit. It's this kind of accordion thing. But anyways, love a linen knit too. So have fun shopping for your linen. And if you run across any great websites, share them with us and we'll put them in the blog post below. Keep on sewing.